Let's revisit how screen readers interpret information. I will bring up this topic at several points in this presentation as screen readers' perspective will guide us in how we create accessible content. As mentioned before, screen readers will first interpret the type of object and then describe the content. A screen reader will interpret aloud read link because it is describing the type of object, which is a hyperlink, and then read the content Bloom's taxonomy to learn more about writing effective learning objectives. So, in our acronym LIST, we begin at L. L is for links. Let's pretend we're at the optometrist's office. Which is readable to you? Option 1 with its multi-character, nonsensical strand of information. That, by the way, our screen reader will frustratingly read character by character for our screen reader user. Or option 2. Option 1 or option 2. The second example, yes? What do you notice about the second example? How is that hyperlink different from the first one? First, the hyperlink is short and concise and describes where we are going. Second, the hyperlink is woven into a sentence to provide context and directions. Students need to know, what is this link about? Why is it important? What do you want me to do with this resource? By weaving the hyperlink into a sentence, our visual learners can experience a cleaner page, and all of our students can quickly understand why the hyperlink is important and where is this link taking us. Just a side note, screen readers can summon a list of all the links, images, headings, lists, and tables on a Canvas page. On the right-hand side, I have a Wikipedia screenshot of the website List of French Desserts, and my screen reader, which is called JAWS, it's a common screen reader, has pulled up a heading list, so it lists all the headers and their respective levels on the page. We will need to be as descriptive as possible so that our content makes sense in the screen reader window list. For example, I'm a student who is going to navigate a Canvas page with a screen reader. I'm going to pull up the inappropriate list and have my screen reader read aloud the link list. It would read, click here, more info, read more here. Does that make sense for our students who rely on screen readers? Do I know where I'm going? Most likely not. If I had a Canvas page of all the links in the appropriate list on the right-hand side, it would read Academic Integrity Policy, Article 1, The Fall of Man, Article 2, The Rise of Man, and color contrast. Again, remember that students navigate via all links on a page, so write descriptive and meaningful links.